All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Back again with another live stream, bringing you the latest in all of Chelsea news. Obviously, we have a match later on today, so do stay tuned for that. We will have a watch along, and hopefully, the weekend's not going to be ruined. Hopefully, we get ourselves a victory. If not, at least don't lose. Maybe that's the most we can perhaps ask for. I mean, a win would be fantastic. We haven't scored in 4 games, so goals will be good as well. If we can get some goals, get excited a little bit. It's tough. It's tough. Look, before we get into the conversations for today's live stream, which is in regards to Vitor Roque, some little bits of news coming up for in regards to that particular platform. Felix Johnston, who is someone who's in the know. He is someone in the know. And obviously there's some information about Levi Colwill, and we'll have a discussion in regards to both of these players. And like always, I would love to see what you guys have to say about all of this, and and get a good feel of what's going on. Look, first of all, before we get started, and look, the live chat, the viewers of this particular channel, the subscribers, the lot, predominantly, you guys are very well understanding. You guys are very astute individuals. Your comments are, predominantly all great. But every now and then, there are a couple of, people here and there that do end up saying, "Oh, Miz, it's too negative at the moment. It's turning out to be a dark channel. Bring back the positivity. This is not good. This is not what I expected enough." And the message I want to give to those guys is plain and simple. If it does get too difficult for you and you're not enjoying your time, no one forcing you to watch this particular channel. Look, I can't force myself to be positive when there's barely anything to be positive about. Do you know what I mean? There's no, we're 11th in the Premier League. We don't have a manager. Do you know what I mean? We're about to get crashed out of the Champions League. It's difficult to just bring back some positivity. I mean, this is probably why Frank Lampard was brought into the team, to bring some vibes, but even he's failing to bring some vibes, that feel-good factor. So don't ask me to force positivity out when the situation is not positive. Me, personally, I've always been a realist. Now, if the realistic side of things makes you feel that that's being negative, then I'm sorry. Maybe it's time for you to tune out from this particular channel and go and find positivity elsewhere. However, having said that, I will say that, look, things should not be like this forever. Things will not be like this forever. I do believe Chelsea will come back. I can't imagine how Chelsea continues like this forever. Correct? I cannot. I simply cannot. I cannot imagine another season next season where we're 11th. I fully expect us to come back. And I cannot imagine that we're going to be without a manager news for too long. I fully expect us to get a manager by the end of this month, if not by the early stages of next month. But look, we should get a serious manager. And next season, I fully expect us to, not be a banter club anymore. So that's something I can definitely say that I'm looking forward to. And I'm pretty sure all of you guys will be looking forward to that as well. That Chelsea, the way we see things right now, hopefully it's not going to be like this. Hopefully it's not going to be like this. Because it cannot be. It cannot be. Chelsea Football Club, we've been successful for the past 20 plus years. And these owners have taken up this particular club not for the fact that, let's take it to the cleaners, let's absolutely decline this club. No, they've taken this particular club hoping that they can bring in more success and build the value of Chelsea Football Club. And I don't know, potentially down the track, they will think about giving it to the next set of owners, where they can make a lot more money out of it. So whether that's 5 years, 10 years down the track, they're here to gain success. So look, yes, this season it's not been easy. It is negative. and it's been a shocking season. So hopefully next season it's not like that. Kudos to everyone that's joined in. Over 115 people live right now. Thank you so much. After 5 minutes, smash the like button. Let's get those likes up to 100 immediately if you're enjoying the conversation so far and the topics that we're going to talk about. Make sure you subscribe as well. Let's try and get to 22,000. That will be fantastic to hit ASAP. So let's get those likes up immediately. Take a moment for the time being, just right now. Take a couple of seconds. Bump up those likes to 100 immediately. As I said, we've got more than 125 people live right now. Okay, let's get the conversations rolling. First up, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Felix Johnston is the one that recently talked about this news on Vitor Roque, who, honestly, I'm very excited about this youngster. I know a lot of you guys are probably not 100% on this particular young player, but I think this is the real deal, man. Honestly, I don't go around saying this about every single youth player or young player or, wonder kid. This guy, for me, like, a lot of people have very high praise on Andre Santos, for example, or the Colombian young kid that we bought, the 15-year-old, or many other young kids that goes around. For me, this particular player, I've watched him play a few times now, and the way Vitor Roque, his movement, his technical ability with the ball, it is so Aguero and Luis Suarez-esque. Like, for me, this guy, sensational. I know a lot of people will say Andre Santos, fantastic. I get it. Look, I'm not saying he won't turn out to be fantastic. But me personally, from my end, I think Vitor Roque is even more of a talent. I could be wrong. I'm not some sort of a future fortune teller or anything like that. But this is just my personal view for the time being. Vitor Roque looks very, very good. Shubra is over here saying Roque is a bit messy, but he has the ability to be a top striker. I 100% agree. 100% agree. Look, he's 18, isn't he? Probably okay to be messy a little bit for the time being, but his overall package, you can just see if he continues like this in this trajectory, doesn't get injured, stays humble, which is the number one thing for a young kid. You must stay humble and you must stay hungry to your cause. And then you can succeed. So this was the news that Felix Johnston put out a few days ago, and I'm one of those people that, Felix is someone who knows some of these internal news. He's well connected. He knows few people inside Chelsea, so you can take somewhat seriously. Then again, obviously, news can go south, news can go differently because circumstances changes. But right now, I've got no issues in not believing in Felix. He goes on to say, understand Chelsea are now favourites to sign Brazilian wonder kid Vitor Roque. Personal terms agreed, but negotiations over fee still ongoing. Barcelona at this point, priced out of a move, told Real Madrid, are also showing interest, but no concrete steps yet made. So this was a few days ago. Obviously, he goes around and says whole heap of other stuff as well. And then this was said on the 14th. So it was said about a day ago, yesterday actually. And then today, Felix goes on and says, Chelsea are confident in Vitor Roque and believe they are front runners as Barcelona are financially compromised. They don't believe Barca are able to spend around 40 million after Chelsea had exploratory talks with Gavi's agent recently. They're even stronger on that belief. So look, we won't talk too much about Gavi. I think Gavi will stick around at Barcelona, but in regards to Barca's financial issues, they're about to trigger another economic lever. They're about to sell some parts of Barcelona's TV rights or something like that, 25% of their TV rights for X amount of money, 100 million euros or something like that. Their wage budget, their wage capacity is in trouble. Once again, it's in trouble. And they're thinking about bringing someone like Lionel Messi back to the football club. They do need to clear out more players. So I don't know how much they can think about bringing in someone like Vitor Roque. Vitor Roque is someone who has said he would love to join Barcelona. But I don't know if Barcelona is in a position to do these sort of things when they are focusing on getting Messi back. So from that perspective, I understand the link. And from that perspective, I understand our interest in Vitor Roque. It's not too far-fetched to think that we're not interested. We've been interested on this particular player for a little while. I think our owners, when they first came in, there were talks about Vitor Roque, Andre Santos, this, that, the other. So I think this is quite feasible in my opinion. Look, I would love this particular player. I really would. In the future, if we can build a front line with Vitor Roque and Kunku. I don't know whether João Felix will stick around. Maybe he will. And then we've got Noni Madueke, Mudryk. I think the future obviously looks good. I know a few people will be talking about Miz. What about David Dutra Fofana? What about Armando Broja? Look, Armando Broja, there's question marks now. There's definite question marks in Armando Broja. I mean, massive ACL injury. How he's going to come back. Obviously, this season is finished for him. We have to look at him next season. He does have a long-term contract with Chelsea, which is great. We protect his value. He may have to go on a loan again. He may have to kickstart his career again, go on a loan, build up their momentum, and then see if he can do something with Chelsea again. I'm not, Joshua saying sell Broja. I'm not really sure about selling him as yet. I think we can still stay patient with him, see how he fares after the ACL injury. Not everyone comes back great. I'm very surprised the way Ben Chilwell has come back. Do you know what I mean? I didn't expect him to find that pace again. I didn't expect him to be, aggressive with his physicality again. So not everyone has that ability. So we'll see what happens with Armando Broja. David Dutra Fofana, look, we can still be patient. We can still be patient. I think the way Chelsea's looking at David Dutra Fofana is maybe a loan move first up. That's the vibe that I'm getting with David Dutra Fofana, because or else he would have been used already. He would have been used already. And from the little bits and minutes that he got, he did, for me, he impressed. But for some reason, Graham Potter didn't want to carry on with him. So it makes me think maybe we do have a longer plan with David Dutra Fofana. Once again, we want to try and be patient. In regards to Aubameyang, I think he's gone. So there is a striker that's definitely out of this particular football club. Romelu Lukaku, I don't think wants to come back at Chelsea. So we do need to find a solution as to, do we loan him somewhere again? I don't know whether Inter Milan will want him on a loan once again. So there's that situation with Romelu Lukaku, and I don't think we have any other strikers available. So there is a spot for Vitor Roque. If he does come to Chelsea Football Club, there is a spot. But of course, we have to be patient. He's a young player. Is he the kind of player then that we can, rely on putting a charge on the Premier League? I don't think we can put that much pressure as yet, but he's so promising. For me, he's so promising. Let's see what you guys are saying about this whole situation with Vitor Roque. Let's bring up some of your comments. Eugene, we have power with money and we are still miles away from Real Madrid. Of course, we are miles away from Real Madrid. Real Madrid, look, we don't have a backbone in our team. Real Madrid, strong goalkeeper, strong defenders, extremely strong midfield, one unbelievable winger, and a lethal striker with Benzema, who keeps getting better with age. We used to have a backbone like that once upon a time. Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, John Terry, Cech, Ashley Cole, and many other players. So we need to start creating that spine again. We have to create that spine. We need to, for me, I'm already penciling down like Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell comes across a particular leader to me. He really does. I'm glad we signed him on for another 2 more years on his contract, taking it to 4 years in his contract. Ben Chilwell, pencil him down. In defense, we need to find someone. I think Wesley Fofana could be that particular person that we build a spine with. Wesley Fofana shows me that level of intent. Thiago Silva is probably going to be around for another season. Obviously, he signed a contract extension. I don't know how many more seasons he'll go on after that. But long term, Thiago Silva is not someone you're going to say he's part of the spine. Wesley Fofana, I think, is one of them. Chilwell is one of them. We don't have a keeper. I don't have any confidence in both Kepa nor Mendy. I think they can do a job, but I don't think we can build a spine with them. In midfield, I think Enzo Fernandez will be a leader. I truly do believe Enzo Fernandez will be a leader. You see how he carries himself on field. on field. Up front, question marks once again. Who's going to be the leader? So we have to build a spine first and then hold on to those players as long as we can and then put players in and around. So yeah, we are miles away from Real Madrid, and that's understandable. Joshua, Miz, if we do want to create a core like that, we need proven players, unlike young ones like Roque. No, true. We do need proven players. But at the same time, who's a proven player right now in the striking position? I know people will say Victor Osimhen or Ivan Toney. Look, Ivan Toney, I don't mind him as a footballer. I do have question marks around his attitude. I'm not sure whether I want to build a spine with, Ivan Toney. I don't think he gives me Didier Drogba-esque leadership style of vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like Didier Drogba, he was a role model. Do you know what I mean? Even to an extent, Diego Costa, yeah, his attitude was a bit erratic, but he was an absolute menace up front. Ivan Toney is an extremely good player. Extremely good player. Would he bag goals? Of course he would. But I just have question marks around his attitude. And then on top of that, all of his gambling stuff that he did. I don't know, man. Victor Osimhen, yeah, that's someone I can definitely get behind. But Victor Osimhen will cost you north of 100 million. I don't know with the financial fair play state of affairs that we're in. And I get it. Victor Osimhen will be someone who's going to be, if we do get him, it will be someone who's going to be coming in the summer. So it'll be the new financial year. So we have to rectify this financial year. So the next one, okay, maybe we can look into someone like Victor Osimhen. But, I mean, it's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. It's a hell of a lot of money. And I'm not even sure we were going to be able to land someone like Victor Osimhen. I'd rather us spend a bit more money on goalkeeper, defensive midfielder, really spread that budget around. Do you know what I mean? Look, if Victor Osimhen happens, whoa, I'll be over the moon. But for me, Vitor Roque, I hear you, Joshua, your concerns. And I get it. He's not someone that you can bank on to lead the line for us for a title charge or whatever the case is. But you look at Julian Alvarez, for instance. Have a look at Julian Alvarez for Man City. Prior to this season, not many even knew about Julian Alvarez. Hardly any people. He was at River Plate along with Enzo Fernandez. But look at Julian Alvarez now. Julian Alvarez, he's close to being world class. Young player. He's immense, Julian Alvarez. So it doesn't take too long if you can hit that right play. It doesn't take too long for them to go up. So yeah, let's see what else you guys are saying. We'll soon move on to the next topic, which is in regards to Levi Colwill. We should just wait a year for Victor Osimhen if he is going to cost 150 million and get a stopgap like Nicholas Füllkrug. Nicholas Füllkrug is not bad, the German international, but I don't know. I'm not really sure whether. I think he would work hard. I think he'd be decent enough, but yeah, I mean, how much contract time that you want to give him? He'd be a bit part player for me. I don't want another bit part player. Julian Alvarez and Julian Alvarez had Holland to protect him from all the abuse. True, very true, very true. And that's one thing. I guess us fan base, we will never learn. Someone like Vitor Roque comes in and the first few matches he flops, watch the entire fan base flip on him. Means I don't want another 100 million player that's not going to prove his value. We are still yet to see if Mudryk is that guy. It's very true, very true. Um, yeah, Mudryk needs to turn things around for us. Truly does need to turn things around for us. Miz, we should stay away from Gavi much as possible. The guy isn't special. Pedri is the special one. Pedri, of course, is the special one. Pedri, but Gavi is not bad. Gavi is seriously not bad. If someone like Mason Mount does leave, then Gavi on a free, why not? But look, I think Gavi will do everything possible to stay at Barcelona. I think Barcelona will do everything possible to keep Gavi. He's Barca through and through. So, yeah, I don't expect anything from Gavi to happen. I don't know if Luis Enrique does become Chelsea manager, maybe, but yeah, I think Gavi's a long shot. Gavi's a long shot. Same can be spoken about David Dutcher Fofana, but what if we don't give them minutes and if the manager doesn't fancy him? Yeah, true talk, true talk. I don't mind seeing David Dutcher Fofana. I was really disappointed with Graham Potter not believing in David Dutcher Fofana a little bit more, because from the little bits and minutes that he got, I thought he was fine. I think recently there was a game where Havertz was having a stinker and David Dutcher Fofana was playing as well. I can't remember which game it was. And Graham Potter hooked off David Dutcher Fofana and kept Havertz. So, that kind of stuff, I don't know what confidence level, like what sort of impact it has on the confidence level of someone like David Dutcher Fofana. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be positive. Do you know what I mean? Very surprised that we didn't get to use David Dutcher Fofana a little bit more. Southampton, exactly. Southampton, yeah. What's your view on Florian Wirtz? Do you know what? Florian Wirtz, this name was floating around last season. Last season when I was watching Leverkusen here and there, this guy was special back then. Now he's come back. I think he had a big injury, whether it's ACL or Achilles, I'm not really sure, but he had a big injury. He came back this season midway through and he's ripped it apart. He really has ripped it apart. But as Pritham is saying, Havertz 2.0, look, is different to Havertz. He's more of a playmaker. Yeah, I do have PTSD, like in regards to some of these players from Bundesliga. Look, I think Florian Wirtz is someone who's potentially going to move within German league. Maybe it's probably going to be eyeing that Bayern Munich position if he can get a role there, if he can get a move there. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. We do need a creative player in midfield, but I don't know, man. These Bundesliga players, they worry me, man. They really do worry me. But he's talented. He's very, very good player. Extremely good player. James 11. Vitor Roque has Vitor Roque has fighting spirit more than any other player at Chelsea now. Preferable to sign him first than Felix, who lacks lock to score goals. I like the look of, Vitor Roque, Nkunku, Felix, or Sterling, whoever the case is. I like because it's mobile. Vitor Roque is a very mobile forward. He can drop in, come deep in midfield, can play make. His technical ability is fantastic. I like it. I like it a lot. So, yeah. Top dog RLG. The fact anyone thought it would be a good idea to go into the Champions League without a recognized striker tells you all you need to know about the stupidity that is rampant at this club from top to bottom. Yeah, look, Graham Potter, he truly thought Havertz was that guy. Graham Potter truly believed in Havertz, and looks like, from all the comments that Havertz said as well, he truly believed in Graham Potter too. So I wish we gave ourselves an opportunity to have Aubameyang at least, or even David Dutcher Fofana. It's mad that we went in with Kai Havertz only. Atav, Ms. Why are we linked with Lavia, McAllister, and all of these guys? Shouldn't the signings be made as per the new manager? What if he doesn't want them? What's the use of all of these? I don't get. No, I hear you. This is something that everyone's been talking about as well. Like, what's with all these rumors and everything coming up when we don't have a manager? Like, I'm sure the manager will want to have a say. This is why I've been asking that we need that manager announcement soon, man, so that us fans can have some light at the end of the tunnel. And you're right, it doesn't make sense. We don't have a manager yet. We are linked with Lavia, McAllister, but maybe the club, with all the sporting directors and all the people that we have involved now, maybe they have a sort of idea as to how Chelsea should play, and they're getting these players who should be capable of playing in any style of football, any philosophy, and also should be able to get along with any manager. But yeah, I'd rather the manager be announced and liaise with the manager. I think the manager needs to have some level of power to build their own team as well. I don't think the manager should just be left on the side and we just throw players at the manager at will. I mean, I think this is what we did with Graham Potter, and I somewhat sympathize with Graham Potter. Like, he's been thrown in the deep end with all of these players, and I don't know whether how many of them he really even wanted. I think he probably wanted to work with the players that was at his disposal. So it is something to think about. Okay, this is what Ben Jacobs had to say about the managerial situation. I know Ben has taken a massive hit in recent times because of his comments about Graham Potter potentially seeing the Liverpool game, this, that, the other. And he didn't, of course. And Ben Jacobs has his stocks. Ben Jacobs' stocks has taken a hit, but look, he's still, I won't forget his hand in the ownership situation. He does have news, and then look, sometimes you can get it wrong, and that's fine, man. Every now and then people will get things wrong. But anyway, this is what Ben Jacobs had to say about the managerial situation. On Chelsea's managerial search, still nothing imminent. Several candidates being considered, but no singular favorite just yet. Julian Nagelsmann and Luis Enrique, strong contenders. Ruben Amorim spoken to, but very much still an ongoing process. Chelsea know how important this appointment is, hence why an exhaustive search is underway. That means exploring multiple options with some surprise or less talked about names also on the list. The two ex-Chelsea bosses who can be ruled out, though, Antonio Conte and Carlo Ancelotti. So those two names are apparently not in the mix. Look, a lot of people will say, what's new about this news? Everything that we kind of know, we've known so far. Exhaustive process. Look, it just screams to me that our owners and the board as well, like, are you struggling? Are you guys struggling to know who's what you want from the new manager? Like, are you struggling to understand what are the areas of concerns at the moment? And, what is it? Why is it taking so long? Whose fault is it? And what are you looking for? It's strange. It's strange. For me, I'm not sure. Like, apparently we're set to talk to Enrique and Nagelsmann again. This will be the third time. Like, what are we talking about? 3 times, 4 times. And on top of that, not only we're talking to Enrique and Nagelsmann, we're still wanting to talk to Ruben Amorim. We're wanting to talk to a whole heap of other bunch of managers, as said here as well. Exploring multiple options with some surprise. Like, what are we actually looking? What are we actually looking? What are we wanting? What do we want from these X amount of managers? What do we want to hear? It's quite strange. It's quite strange. Enrique is so much needed in this situation. Shanu, like PYS Bangers and Mash retweet merchant. Ms, does FFP prevent us from signing big name players like Osimhen, which is why we are linked with young players? Look, this particular financial year, this is my understanding, right? And I'm not expert in this. My understanding is that this financial year ends in 30th of June. So we need to do something in regards to selling players by 30th of June. Bringing in someone like Osimhen will be in the next financial year. So whatever we can do this season to balance the books as much as we can, next season it's a whole new page again. So whole new revenues, whole new, year to look at what our figures are going to be by the end of this season, next season. So I don't think FFP should hamper too much if we get Osimhen next summer, because that's a new set of financial year about to start. Obviously, the owners and the board will be concerned that they would want to make sure if they get someone like Osimhen, they want to make sure the player tradings, enough players leave the club to balance out the figures. But one thing I will say, all the long-term contracts that we've been able to do so far, Enzo Fernandez, 120 million for 9 years, Mudryk, 100 million for 8 years, that has helped us out for financial fair play because we can amortize that transfer fee over that many years. UEFA has stopped that. From this summer, it's standard 5 years. So this is why it makes me think, I don't know if Chelsea will entertain the 100 plus million transfer fees anymore, because it is for 5 years. You can only amortize over 5 years as opposed to 8-9 years. This is why Enzo Fernandez's 120 million is it doesn't seem like an issue for our board and our owners, because we're dividing that 120 million over the next 9 years. That won't be the same case for Vitor Osimhen. So that could be a bit of a hamper. See what else you guys are saying. Allow the board to take their time on this managerial appointment. Fair enough. Even if we later want pressure on the players, Osimhen goes to next 3 years for FFP, so we can manage. Yeah, that's why I said he won't be included for this one. He'll go to the next one. But we do have to be making a lot of money. Our sponsorship is still up in the air. We don't have a sponsor. I want Enrique because of his style of play, but I don't think this Chelsea team can look good under him. He would struggle to get his play style visible. Okay, let's talk about the next topic, the final topic. Levi Colwill will not leave Chelsea this summer. Club has 3-year option on the contract. He will be back at the club next season. He won't be sold alone. As previously reported, Chelsea view him as an elite level prospect. And this is great. This is great. Look, I'm all up for Levi Colwill to have a future at Chelsea Football Club. I think he's a sensational talent. From his matches at Brighton under De Zerbi, he looks... I mean, Roberto De Zerbi has such amazing praise to say about Levi Colwill. My only thing is, Levi Colwill will not come to Chelsea if he cannot be guaranteed of some game time, because he's now starting for Brighton. I don't think he'll just come to Chelsea and just, and it's fine. Competition is great. Yes, competition is great. I'm sure he will compete, but there needs to be some form of assurance as well that, okay, you will start, you will get the game time, because he's already setting up a very, very good level at Brighton, and Brighton are interested in him. Liverpool are interested in him. Man City are interested in him. Man City probably could let go of Laporte and bring in someone like Levi Colwill. And Levi Colwill would be fantastic. And Liverpool needs centre-backs. They've got massive issues in the centre-back position. So the stocks are there for Levi Colwill. For me, you've got Badiashile. You've got Wesley Fofana, you've got Chalobah, you've got Koulibaly, you still have Silva for one more season. That's 5 CBs, and at times you're using, Cucurella as well. So yeah, let's go through that again. Koulibaly, Chalobah, Wesley Fofana, Badiashile, Thiago Silva, and sometimes you use Cucurella as well. So that essentially it's six CBs, right? We have to get someone out. Now, I don't know whether we're going to play 3 at the back. If we play 3 at the back, maybe someone like Levi Colwill could get an opportunity of some minutes. But don't forget, we're not going to get European football next season. Likely, we're not going to get, unless we go on a mad winning streak from here on in and somehow we make Conference League or Europa League. We do need to, it's detrimental that we're not going to be in Europe, some form of European football, because we need to make some money. Not because we need to win those trophies. Of course, if you're going to be in those competitions, you will try and win, but it's the match day revenues. By playing only one game a week, our match day revenues get hurt. Not having any European football. So that's something to think about. Where are the minutes going to come from? How are we going to give minutes to all of these players? But my solution would be, look, a few people are already saying Trevor Chalobah is probably going to get sold. Fair enough. Likely he will. Helps out with our financial fair play. He doesn't get any game time anywhere at the moment, and there's been some rumors that he's frustrated. So he could potentially move on. And then someone like Koulibaly as well. If there is an Italian club that's willing to pay about 25 to 30 million, somewhere in between that range, I think we should be considering it, because that would mean we'd still make some level of profit on Koulibaly. Because don't forget, he's already played 1 year. So you have to take that depreciation away from the original transfer fee we paid. The biggest factor with Koulibaly is, though, it's his wages. We're paying some handsome wages. So that's going to be an issue. So overall, I think Koulibaly is probably going to stick around. Koulibaly is probably not going to leave. Buddy Shield just joined. Wesley Fofana just joined. And Wesley Fofana, I'd be building a spine. I'd be building a backbone with Wesley Fofana. I would love a situation where it's where it's Colwill and Wesley Fofana that we build a future with. Of course, Buddy Shield is there. He'll be there as the second batch of defenders. But I would love to build a centre-back pairing of Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwill. I think that would be fantastic. But that's the level of assurance Levi Colwill will need to come back to Chelsea Football Club. Levi Colwill, this is just my opinion, I can't see how he comes back to Chelsea and Chelsea can't guarantee him minutes. Because he's starting at Brighton. Do you know what I mean? But I hope we don't sell this particular player. I truly, truly hope we don't sell this particular player. Let's see what you guys are saying. Think Koulibaly will leave, especially Jorginho and Mendy. Probably both will be gone. Yeah. Mendy is another one, needs to probably move on. He wants Kepa money. Mendy wants Kepa money, and we've already made him aware that Kepa doesn't deserve Kepa money. So forget about that. And I feel like there is deficiency in Mendy's goalkeeping ability as well. If we want a particular goalkeeper who's not just a good shot stopper, but someone who can be genuinely good for the build-up as well, Mendy's going to screw us up over there. Yardzila is elite because because he thinks he's God. I'm not really sure what you're talking about there. Chelsea fan needs to calm themselves for some 7 years before testing success. Wow. Tell Inter to take Koulibaly and Trevor and keep Lukaku on loan. Just keep everyone, Inter. Kouli's issue is wages, and selling Trev has its own consequences. Trev falls under the homegrown quota. That's important as well. True. Very true. Very true. But I think Levi Colwill is also considered as homegrown. So if you sell Trev, bring in Colwill, essentially your status quo, right? If we develop them well, we'll be sorted for years with those two. Yeah, agreed. I think Benoit has been overhyped a bit. He has been good, but he also can get nervous if he gets turned. But he is new and young. He needs time. Look, Buddy Shield is very, very good from the bits we've seen already. I think he's fantastic. But it's good to have great quality like Levi Colwill and Buddy Shield. I think it's fantastic. But they do need to have a clear path, a clear plan as to what's going on. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to over-influx that area with many CVs. The biggest issue throughout the squad are wages. Everyone is on some massive wages, and that impedes the ability to sell them. Absolutely correct. Champions of Europe 2021 means I saw the tweet that Luis Enrique would want us to get Jan Oblak as keeper. How would you feel if we sell both Kepa and Mendy and we kept Raya and Oblak? Look, first of all, that Oblak news is apparently false. That's Nizar Kinsella doing some false news once again. Fabrizio Romano said there's no truth behind that. So yeah, I don't want to entertain that. But Raya is definitely a good goalkeeper. Fuel R7 Miz, are you not tired? Yeah, look, there are times I do get tired, but it's the weekend, man. It's the weekend, so I'm here to mingle with you guys. I'm here to have a discussion, entertain you guys, and be entertained as well. Enrique won't want Oblak. He isn't good with the ball at his feet. Exactly. I agree. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Will there be a watch along today? 100%. Inshallah, by God willing, there will be a watch along. So do tune in for that. Hopefully, Chelsea can give us some happiness. We badly need it. Can we see some goals? We haven't scored goals in the last 4 matches. Can we see some goals? I think that would be, that would be a change in vibes, I suppose. Because are you confident for Brighton today? Not confident, man. Not confident at all. But let's see. All right. Catch you guys later. Do tune in for the watch along. I want to see each and every one of you guys for the watch along. So do tune in for that. And smash the like button before you go. Only another 14 more likes before until 100 likes. So let's get the 14 likes. We're well over 280 people. Easily done. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.